What's up? It's your boy Nails Speaking Life, aka Nails the Life Speaker. I'm your neighborhood biggest hope dealer. You heard? Let's go. So we talking about going from broke to a three-stream income. All right. I have to start off by saying this. All right. By no means am I rich. By no means um, am I even comfortable to my standard. All right. I'm comfortable enough to where I'm not broke, but I'm not comfortable to where I feel like everything flows smoothly like I would like it. Um, it's not a hard thing. What I mean is, I'll say this: it's only a hard thing if you make it a hard thing. I had to make up in my mind within myself to say, you know what? I'm tired of being broke. I need to do something different. We know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Why is that relevant? Because if you feel like you're in a broke situation, what have you do to change the outcome? What have you done to change your methods to getting out of being broke or your methods of staying broke? Because we could uh, uh, plan to not plan to be broke. Meaning you plan to, if you know what you're doing consistently, not working, not trying to develop a work ethic or to actually put something together to draw in finances, then yeah, you doing basically you're blocking yourself. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and you may not even at this point. You're probably not even planning to get out of being broke. But it starts. It's a mentality first. All right. So let me put it like this. Um, I came from a two parent home. I was blessed for that. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people aren't. You know what I'm saying? Um, my parents weren't rich. You know what I'm saying? I would say they were a notch under middle class. Um, you know, I don't remember going hungry. I don't remember being without. I don't remember being homeless or anything like that. But, you know, my parents worked hard to provide for me and my brother. Now, coming out of that into my own, you know, times change, the economy changes, you know what I'm saying? But I would say I held a job. I didn't have a career yet, but I held a job. You know what I'm saying? I was working since I was 12, 13 years old. Honestly, there was I used to work for one of my neighborhood's amusement. They had an amusement company, one of my neighbors. Um, and I was able to work with them at a young age. Under the table, of course, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it started me off putting something in my pocket. I used to cut grass, rake leaves, you know what I'm saying? But I always kept some type of job, and the thing about that is I love good things. I love, getting things that I like. I don't like being told what I have to get. I was never like that. You know what I'm saying? I knew if I wanted these certain pair of shoes or this certain outfit, I had to go do it myself. because my parents weren't going to spend no crazy amount of money on something that, you know, just because of the name. But we come from an era where, you know, so I mean, style was style, but you know, name brands hit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like good things. I like good, you know, the finer things. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to work for them. You know, I had to grind to do what I had to do. Um, so I always had that type of work ethic. All right. Um, when I moved out, got on my own, um, had a roommate, and you know what I'm saying, we kind of slummed. I ain't gonna lie, we definitely kind of slummed. We worked, but we slummed. You know what I'm saying? Like living check to check, partying all the time. You know what I'm saying? And um, pay Friday, broke by Monday. That was it back then. You know what I'm saying? Um, some would say, okay, is your money spent the way you want to spend it? Nah, because my bills got neglected. Our bills got neglected. Um, you know what I'm saying? But not only that, see that type of stuff. That's a broke mentality. That's why I say you have to break the trend of your thinking first. You may not be sitting there thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be broke. Let me be broke. I'm not gonna be nothing. I'm not." You can indirectly be doing it, in a sense. The things that you're doing is screaming, "I want to stay in the situation I'm in already. I want to stay broke. I want to stay struggling." And it wasn't till I hit rock bottom out there on my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm by myself at this time as far as like, you know, I don't have family or nothing like that, like wife, kids, nothing like that. It's just, I'm single, all right? But I remember going days like barely eating, bro. Barely eating. You know what I'm saying? Um, it got to the point where it was pretty rough. Like, yo, I can't keep living like this. I was losing weight, you know what I'm saying, skinny, you know, my skin won't right, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell when somebody's not nourished, you know what I'm saying, when they malnourished. And that's what I pretty much was, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And people around me, family members, they seen it, you know what I'm saying? But I still wanted to, um, hey, I'm doing it. I'm on my own. I'm making it. But I was scrambling. But it was still a broke mentality because, you know, it was pride, but it was a broke mentality because I wasn't doing anything to change that situation. I kept doing the same thing over and over. Um, it got to the point, I think, what my pivotal point was, I did hit rock bottom. Had to move back in with my parents and kind of like get myself together. Um, and then, you know, I met my now current wife, and we wound up um, dating and having our first child, and we got married. And things changed for me at that point. Things, you know, I got people looking up to me, people depending on me. You know what I'm saying? It's a different feeling when you know people survival is dependent upon you and what you do and your actions. You know what I'm saying? When you have another life that you're responsible for, you your mentality should change. It definitely should change. I say that because we hear things in the news and going on out here now where, you know, people are just out of their minds, man, where they um, do things to kids and don't take care of them like they should, or you know, it's a lot going on, man. But that's what changed me. That's what changed my mentality. You know what I'm saying? It was rough starting off. You know what I'm saying? We had three daughters, kind of like back to back, maybe like a year and a half or 2 year differences between them. Um, so yeah, I was at a young age with three kids. You know what I'm saying? A wife, and going between construction jobs, and it was definitely rough to the point where we couldn't really keep a solid place long enough before we, you know, got to move or find something else, or and it just was just a roundabout circle, man. And I could have stayed that way, and no, there's no telling where I'd be. Probably homeless with my family somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Um, and in a couple situations, we almost were. Like I explained in other videos, we went through a period of having to go from hotel efficiency to hotel efficiency to, what I'm saying, staying with friends and family. And, we just was like nomads. We ain't had no place. We ain't own no place. We ain't have no place to call our own. And yeah, it was a rough situation, man. And, you know, having those times where I really didn't know where our next meals were coming from, whether my kids were gonna eat, you know what I'm saying? That plays on your psyche, you know what I'm saying? It plays on, especially on the man's psyche, being the provider. The last thing you want to do is have people that you're responsible for go hungry, looking at you like, hey, what's up, Nah, it couldn't be me, man. So I switched it up. Um, because that living check to check is a mentality also. Because no matter what you say, you can always find a way to save money. You could be smart about budgeting stuff. You could be smart about not eating out as much. You could be smart about unnecessary things that you spending money on. Um, you could be smart about not calling out from work and just because. And I'm not talking about if you're sick or you got an emergency, but just calling out because you're tired or you don't feel like working today, or you know what I'm saying. Those are all decisions that go into to the makeup of how your living is going to be. So I had got to the point where um, I had to change my mentality from living check to check, not budgeting, not taking care of my bills and my responsibilities, to all right, I'm gonna make this happen. See, it started there first. That wasn't where the stream started. That was just the mentality switch up to, okay, now let's start making plans. Let's start doing the 3 year, 5 year plans, where I plan to be in 3 years, where I plan to be in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Um, when you start thinking like that, you start moving like that. You start, actually making some concrete, sound decisions than just off the whim, because you're planning and you're thinking. You're not just, oh, I bumped into this wall. Now let me go this. Bumped into this wall and let me go. You know what I'm saying? You actually got some direction in where you plan on going. Now it took some steps. It took some steps and some, but I kept a solid job. You know what I'm saying? Got training that I needed, licenses that I needed for my job, moved up in my position, and made more money to provide for my family. So at this point, we're like getting to the point where, okay, we can hold something down now. We can get a place, hold on to it, pay our bills, you know, um, keep a good running vehicle, so we have that. So these things were progressively happening because the mentality changed. You know what I'm saying? So then I got to the point where, as I spoke in one of my videos, back in 2019, I had already been shifting prior years, um, saying my plan out was to be doing this, like have my own business, by a certain time, because I knew it wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me to always work for somebody. You know, that's not for everybody. You know, everybody ain't meant to have their own. Everybody ain't meant to not work for somebody. People need that. People need that for structure. You know what I'm saying? Some people have to have that to, you know, kind of keep their order in life. You know what I'm saying? They just have to be under somebody working. But that wasn't for me. So I knew I was going to be, you know, starting that business. So when I did, it just happened at the most opportune time, which was right before the pandemic. You know, and as I talked about in my other videos, that's when I kind of like, you know, hit a pivotal point real fast after starting that business, because my business literally went from zero and skyrocketed because janitorial service was very important during the pandemic, and people were paying crazy amounts of money for you to come in and disinfect and do different things. And it was to the point where I mentally I wasn't ready for that influx of cash flow, of money coming in. That's why I told you, you know, it's a mentality thing, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined. And at the time I wasn't. I was, but I wasn't disciplined yet for that big elevation of finances. Like literally, you know, this job, this business for 2 years was rolling. It was rolling. You know, I had checks coming in from everywhere every month. And I had employees, I paid my employees, and probably after that, I ended up anywhere between 8 and 12K a month. Sometimes more, but that was on average, you know what I'm saying? And that's a lot. That's a lot. When you're not used to that, when you're not getting that, you know what I'm saying? That's almost triple the amount that you're used to making. You start planning out doing things, you know what I'm saying? Because you know you got more coming in. And that's the mentality that you can't have. That's the discipline, because you have to always think ahead to the point where, like, if this stops tomorrow, what do I have? You know what I'm saying? Anything can end way before the time you plan it to end. You know what I'm saying? So I had to fix my mentality to you know, plan my money out, to spend wisely, to save. And like I said, that first 2 years, I learned the lesson. I learned that lesson, you know what I'm saying? Because things did slow down after that. People got back to their normal lives, and they won't spending that type of bread for janitorial service. You know what I'm saying? But one thing it did teach me and prepared me for was I wanted to work on something different, which was multiple streams. I want residual income. I wanted income coming in from different areas, so that when this over here ended up flopping or dwindling or stopping altogether, all right, I got this coming in now. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with this. If this is not coming like it should, or that stops, all right, I got that third stream is doing this thing right now. And that's where I'm at right now, is with 3 streams. You know what I'm saying? The janitorial service. Then I went to before I started Uber, and I did I did DoorDash for a good little while. That was putting income in my pockets, and then when I found out I could rent through Uber a vehicle, boom, I jumped on that, and that became a solid stream of income. Then I told y'all my third one is the government contracts. You know what I'm saying? That's still getting rolling, you know what I'm saying? But that's my third income stream. And I'm working on my fourth right now, which is YouTube. Yep, YouTube. So I need you guys. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and I'm not stopping there. I want to pull from so many different areas that I don't miss a beat if something happens to any of them. I don't miss a beat. And that's the way your mental, that's what this video is about. It's about understanding, and I can't stress it enough, that no matter what you're doing, what type of income you have coming in, you got to be smart about it. Your mentality has to match, has to match it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it don't, then you're going to be living in that broke mentality. And that's not what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope y'all got something from this. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all getting something from my content, period. I'm definitely trying to help. I'm definitely trying to bring quality and edification to each one of y'all lives, man. You know what I'm saying? And support me and I support y'all, man. Please, you know what I'm saying? If you like this content, like, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? I got you, you got me, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all leave comments, I'll definitely, if y'all got channels, I will definitely take a look at them. I'll like and subscribe and really listen to what you have going on your channel. You know what I'm saying? Because there's things that can always help me or might entertain me. You know what I'm saying? So let's support each other, man. And I'm about to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I do got some more stuff I'm working on that I'm going to get out there to you guys. But for now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? And blessings upon blessings. You know what I'm saying? And until then, it's your boy Nails Speaking Life, aka Nails, the Life Speaker, your neighborhood's biggest hope dealer. You heard? Let's go.